Good morning. Happy 4th of July. Woohoo! Let's celebrate by finishing what we started yesterday. Hi, guys. I'm Tiffany. Welcome to my quilting life. It's Monday, July 4th, 2022, and we are going to continue making what I started yesterday, the 3rd of July. I started a flag on the fly. And that's what I'm going to continue making today. So I don't have much left to make of it. I definitely am almost done. So, oops, move that over there. Let's see who's here. We got Sewing with Luane, Moldy Lasagna, Robin, Maxi Doodle. It says there's 27, and Mr. Scott is in the background, whom you probably won't hear because the mic is on me, not on him. We got Nana's Creations here. Yep, we were up late with Becca last night till 3 a.m. her time. Zella's here, Amy is here, Beverly, MJ, Teresa. Good morning, everybody. We got March and happy 4th. So this is where I left off yesterday, which is this lovely thing right here. It's so pretty. I love it. So I'm going to review. Did I just roll over something? I don't know. I'm going to review what I did yesterday. So yesterday I made just four sawtooth stars, and here is one right here. So they're 8.5 inches when they are done. So one sawtooth star consists of 4 2.5-inch squares for the corners, then 4 2.5 by 4.5 inch pieces to make the flying geese, then 8 of the white I used 2.5-inch squares to snowball onto the corners, creating flying geese, and then one 4.5-inch square in the middle. So I made 4 of those, just like that. And then the sides on the top row of the stripes, we're doing 13 stripes, just like our American flag. The top row's stripes are going to be equal with your stars, so you'll have a piece that looks like this. And on the top row, we're going to lay this down right here because you could see it. There is 8 2.5 by 4.5 inch rectangles going across, and each row either starts or ends with a 2.5 by 2.5 inch square. The white is the ones that are starting with a 2.5 inch square, and the reds are what's ending with the 2.5 inch square, just so that it ends equally and we can brick them together. So that way there's no seams to nest. None of that, just sewing the rows together, it works out perfect. So now we're going to be working on making the last 5 rows, 3 of red and 2 of white. Each of those rows are going to have 12 2.5 by 4.5 inch rectangles, and then each row will either start or end with a 2.5 inch square. So we're going to go ahead and start doing that, and I'm going to just chain piece them all together by pulling out 3 sets of 12 of my red and 2 sets of 12 of my white. And I will have pieces left over because I did overcut. And I did that because, well, I always overcut and then I use my pieces for something else. So that's what I'm going to do. Well, let me see who else is here since I had ended real quickly because it's not that many. So we have Nana, okay, Zella, I saw Amy, Beverly, MJ, Bernie, Joyce, Kim, Kathleen, Craft a Simple Life, Judith, Sandra, Deborah, Ginger, Sandra, Shirley, Janet, Barbara, Bronca, I think that's how that's pronounced. If I got it wrong, you can just deal with it. Because I sometimes can't get names right. Lorraine. That's why I leave last names out. If you guys have never noticed watching my videos on when I shout out who's here, I always skip the last name because some of them I'm going to butcher. So I just leave that completely out. Shirley, Lorraine, Rose, I'm almost to the bottom. Sandra, Sherry, Bonnie, Debbie, Patricia, and something videos. And Robin. Welcome, everybody. Happy 4th of July. So let's get started. I made sure to roll 2 extra bobbins just in case. All right, so I'm just going to pull 3 sets of 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on. 9, 10, 11, and 12, and then 1 of these. So there's 1 pile. Let's do that again. Each pile has an equal amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, come on, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And we're going to put this guy at the end. Notice I'm mixing them up so that they are mixed up when I sew them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have to count out loud, by the way. How many of you are like that? I literally have to always count out loud, or else my brain goes, what are you talking about? And then 1 of these. So those are all of my red. So I'm actually done with red. So we're just gonna move those up and out of the way. I'm also going to move all my 2.5-inch squares up and out of the way. I literally have enough to where I can make another flag at a later date. All right, there's not 6 whites, but I will have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and we'll use this one. 12. All right, 12 of those and 1 of these 2.5-inch squares. And then let's count out 12 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, and then 1 of these. All right, that's all I needed. So now to just sew all these together into rows. Yep, I definitely have enough to make another whole entire quilt, which I probably will at a later date. Not on camera. All right, so I'm just going to put my piles down and start sewing all this together. I'm just going to chain piece it. Why? Because, well, I can. Oops, we should put that one in between that one so that one's not next to that one. You know, just because. Hopefully everybody's having a wonderful morning. I got up, had my Ensure and my banana. It's the same thing I eat every single morning. And then I decided to take a shower because we're going to be going to a barbecue today. And I was in the pool yesterday, so I figured since I just chemicaled the pool yesterday, I might as well take a shower because I was in it. My thread broke. Somebody emailed me last night and said that they learned for constant thread breaks to take your thread and stick it in the freezer for like a day or two to put moisture back in it and then try. So I definitely am going to try that with one of my spools to see if it conquers that whole problem of thread breaking that I always have. So I'm gonna just finger pressing one side or the other. It really doesn't matter. I'm just going to hook them together. That's too many that color next to each other. Honestly, I just don't want two of the same next to each other because then I could have just made, you know, long cuts and put those together. But I don't have very many color choices. So I'm just kind of making sure that they alternate equally. They're just nice long rows. And then I can take the end of this one and hook this to it. And then to this one and hook my little star square to it. And then that whole row is complete. Yay! I'm just going to finger press all this and push this over here to the side. And just because I did this on the fly with no math, I'm just going to make sure that in half, ooh, look at that. It's the same size as the whole entire thing.
Where did you buy your notions?
What notions?
Like the thread cutting tower.
The thread,
that, I don't know.
the cutting gizmo was actually a gift to me from my friend Michelle a long time ago. But it looks different than this, but you can actually find these at the, if you type in explanation explanation FQS for Fat Quarter Shop, then you can find it there. It does look different now, but if you want to try to find it other places, it's the Cutting Gizmo by thegypsyquilter.com. But using my links actually helps my channel out, you know, so my affiliate links. There's one for Fat Quarter Shop. There's one for, I don't know how these colors got so messed up. Yeah. Fat Quarter Shop, Sewing Machines Plus, and Connecting Threads. So it's just the first letter of their names. So SMP for Sewing Machines Plus, FQS for Fat Quarter Shop, and CT for Connecting Threads with an exclamation mark in front of them. No spaces. Oh. Thank you, Becca. Hello, Becca. I'm surprised you're awake, Miss Becca. You could have slept all day. Yep, she was the party owl last night. Okay, so sometimes I chain piece weirdly, like I'll pull from the end and connect them together. I don't usually do things all the same way every time, if you notice. I kind of like to change things up a little. Definitely don't want the same two pieces next to each other. I'm going to take this little square and add it to the end right here. Snip, snip, snip. And then to the beginning right here, I'll add this guy. And then to the beginning of here, I'll add this guy. Look at that. Maybe this way was faster. I'm all about doing things faster. So now this row, before your very eyes, is done. Just need to finger press all these to one way or the other because it does not matter.
Tell them where you can locate your stuff.
Oh, they're all in the description below every single one of my videos. It's 64 inches.
By
24 inches.
okay, we'll tell them that.
My ironing board is 64 by 24. And it's actually on at an actual ironing board, the kind that has the, what is that word for it under there? The holes in it, because Scott drilled holes in the
Metal mesh.
yeah, it's the metal mesh kind of ironing board that has all the crisscrossies.
Great.
Like a grate, yes, that's the word for it. And he drilled holes in the plywood. Is that called plywood? Yeah. At certain spots so that it didn't affect the going up and down, because it's still collapsible and can still be put away in a closet or wherever you want. It's just a little bit heavier than your average ironing board, but it's quite large and it's really cool and convenient for ironing yardage or even just cleaning up yardage, because I tend to do that often, especially when I get donations or I buy brand new yardage. I have like this weird obsession with it not being salvage to salvage when it's on the bolt. So I purposely make it salvage to salvage on the bolt. That way, when I cut my fabrics, I just have the salvages lined up and I can cut them at the same exact time instead of always having to line it up. There's some that I haven't done the whole bolt because there's like 12 yards or 20 yards on it, so I kind of don't do it to those. But if I have 5 yards of fabric, I will iron it before I bolt it because I want it to be equal. I guess that would be part of my OCD. Did I sew a double piece? Oh, I sewed that end on first. That is why. That is why I have an odd number. Come on. So again, I'm just finger pressing these. It doesn't matter which way. You could press them all the same direction or different directions. It doesn't really matter. And I'm just linking them all together. Ooh, what does it end with? I don't want it to be that one. So we're going to hook that one to here first. I feel a sneeze coming on. All right, ready? It's going to be like magic again. It's all together. I'm just going to finger press all the ones that I didn't get. There we go. So I need 2 more. Oh, did you guys notice the weirdest thing? I'm wearing regular clothes. It's a miracle. Yep, I own regular clothes. Not just pajamas on the bottom and business on the top. What? No, well, I'll iron. You'll iron after I start sewing them in sets of 2. Yep, this is a rare occurrence that I'm wearing real clothes. Let's see, can I bend it this way? Nope, that's not enough. Now I can. This one. This one. And last one. Well, technically not.
Yep. See?
Yep, it matches.
It matches that one.
Yep. I'm matching with my fabrics today. I used to wear stuff like this all the time. It just sits in my closet, and I figured, you know what? I should actually start wearing the things that are in my closet. Unbeknownst to me, though, it does match my fabric. I did not plan that. I just put it on. It's a cute little romper. I used to wear, like, okay, so a long time ago, before I just became pajama lady all the time, I used to wear regular clothes, and when I wore stuff like this is a romper, so it's like a one-piece outfit. I would, in the area that's blank, I'd wear one of those big belts, like a really cute belt with a nice buckle, and then I'd wear high heels. Ask Scotty. I had high heels upon high heels upon high heels. Oh, wait, upon high heels. I probably had, 45 pairs of high heels, something that goes with everything. But over the years, MS took my high heel wearing days away. And the funny thing is I can't even wear, what do they call, wedges? The kind that are one solid piece and not just a tip. I can't wear wedges either. Something about high heels. Now I lose my balance, like literally. So I can't wear them. So when I go somewhere nice and dress nice, guess what is on my feet? Tennis shoes. Because I can't wear sandals much anymore either. Thanks to my wonderful problem with my foot that the doctors cannot figure out what it is. Oops. So this one first. So yeah, I used to dress for success even though I worked from home. Which is quite odd, but whatever. I just liked to dress nice. Not anymore. I like to wear pajamas because it's the most comfortable. Oh, the only thing I didn't do all those years of dressing nice is I never wore makeup or do my hair because my hair, I have pretty flat hair, so it doesn't hold a curl. Well, except for since 2020,
Yeah.
when I chopped all my hair off and it started growing back. Now it holds its own curl naturally. It's a slight curl. It was a little stronger last year, but yeah, that's about the only thing I didn't do when I dressed nice was hair and makeup. I've never been a girly girl enough to wear makeup, but I did like wearing nice clothes. Something about applying makeup to my face just made me, and I live in Arizona, so it really, do you really want to clog your pores with a ton of stuff if you're going to go outside in the summer and sweat? All that stuff will just be running down your face, so it was kind of pointless. All right, all of my rows are made, so I'm going to start with this one, and then I'm going to grab a white with the short end, which is my 2.5-inch square, and I am going to put that on one end. We're going to put these together and pass it to Scott to iron. I'm just going to line them up because there's nothing to match up. Just holding my seams down and nothing. Yeah, in a minute. Nothing is getting stretched or pulled because I didn't press first, I just finger pressed. Just slide it all through and let the machine do the work. Obviously, I'm holding my seams down now. And they should be exactly the same length. All right, so I'm just gonna finger press towards the red because this whole entire thing I have been pressing towards the red, not the white. Really, it's not gonna matter though if you see unless your white is way too white and you see the red behind it, but this I'm going to be adding hanging stuff on, like ribbon or something, so that we can hang this somewhere by our front door for all the American holidays that we put a flag out for. We also put a real flag out, but this is going to hang on the door so that everybody knows I am a quilter. Because I've never actually hung anything on my door. Here's that. All right, we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to put a red up here. And then the 2.5-inch square end of the white. We're going to meet that up. And then we're going to sew on down. Oh no, I don't want to lose you. Ugh. Oh, my thing fell off the table. My threader. My little hummingbird threader. If I don't pick it up now, I'm going to forget it's on the floor and it'll get vacuumed up. I really didn't have much of this project left to do today. It actually goes together super quick. All right. And then I'm gonna finger press this towards the red again. And I'm only finger pressing so that when I pass the Scott, it irons easier. That way, at these junctions of the seams over the flat block, since it is being pushed towards one way or the other, it wouldn't have mattered. But since it is being pushed towards a seam in every junction, we don't want it to bow. So I'm just doing it in advance so that it doesn't bow for him. All right, now this one, I'm going to attach this final red to on the bottom. So here's that red with the big 2.5 by 4.5. And we're just going to hook this one on now. And I'm gonna, you'll see. And the reason why I can continuously sew like I just did is because I hold the fabric between my fingers, between my thumb, my first finger, and my second finger, my middle finger. I hold the fabric and I'm able to go fast all the way down just by the way I hold it. If you haven't seen, check out the jelly roll race videos, and I show you my tips of sewing long strips like this together.
Do I iron that now, or do I wait till you add this one?
You can iron it now real quick. It's causing trouble. It doesn't want to finger press very well right now. It's saying, no, I want to go towards the white. All right, once he gets that one, we'll attach these two, and then we'll put them on the quilt. Yeah, then we're gonna
make another one. You have enough stuff.
And is her first time watching. She's like, wow, she's really fast. Yeah, I am pretty quick. I don't mean to be fast, but you know, like, I don't know what it is. I've been doing it since I started. I was always even on slow machines. I did everything fast paced. It's probably just the ADHD in me, but like when I teach you guys, I kind of go through it really fast. And when people watch the replays, they always comment, you know, that they have to pause it to catch up or whatever they're writing down, you know, because I don't do PDF diagrams or directions or patterns, you know, so everything's verbal and visual, but they'll sit and pause and then they comment, well, I paused it. I got it all written down finally, da, 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 da. Now I'm starting on it. And I sew fast, and it's actually a good thing during videos because I get more done in a certain amount of time so that I can have more of a finished project to show everybody, if that makes any sense at all. All right, now I'm going to connect the white to the red so that it starts red and ends with red. No, it goes on this one. I have to make sure it's the right one, guys, or else they match up right. Yeah, okay. I feel fabulous today. Today's a good day. I didn't sleep very well, very good. Well, I tried to say good and well at the same time. I didn't sleep very good, but that's just because Becca kept us up all night. I enjoyed watching them. She definitely got a lot accomplished. And if you guys have not checked out my friend Becca, type in explanation Becca, and you'll get a link to her channel. Definitely check her out if you guys want someone with a little bit of kookiness and a laughter on Friday nights, she's definitely the place to go for that. Funny thing is a long time ago, before I met Becca, I used to do Friday Night Lives, but it never stuck. It ended up being Sunday Lives, and that stuck. All right, so this is yep, that's where I am every Friday. There's only been like 2 Friday nights that I haven't watched Becca, and she knew why, because I was busy doing something else. But other than that, I watch every single video.
Fridays didn't last because we had to get.
Oh yeah,
Friday
Fridays
night
didn't
was
last
late.
because Friday night
Friday
was a
and
late
Saturday
night
were
with
late night.
with the kids when we were
And
babysitting.
Sundays were early. They'd go home between 4
Yeah.
and 6. That's why you started doing 5.
Yeah,
You'd
that's
either
right.
Go home right after you went on, or we went home around 4.
All right. I'm just giving this a quick press where I added that red to the white. And now all I need to do is open this up, make sure that everything is copacetic, and it is. Right sides together. And look at this. We're going to have an American flag. Now, it doesn't have 50 stars, but it has like a bazillion of them if you want to count all the white stars and red stars and stars and the whole entire thing. I'm definitely curious, is anybody going to make something like this so that you have yourself a flag for Memorial Day, Veterans Day, 4th of July, any of those? Or are you in a different country and going to make your country's flag?
Oh, that would be cool. Seeing it in different country flags.
Yeah, if you guys do and you're in another country and you make your country's flag with your country's colors, definitely post it in the Facebook group. I would, or tag Tiffany, what is the word for it? Hashtag Tiffany's Quilting Life, all one word for Instagram. You could share either there or in Facebook so that I can see, because that would be really cool to see. This is very easy to do. I mean, I just kind of made it up and put it all together.
So that would be cool to see.
All right, one final press towards this red. Just going to try to get it to lay nice. Boy, I'll just do it over here at the ironing board, and then you guys will be able to see. Just want it towards the red. I don't want the red showing behind the white is why, like I said. Move it on down. Look at that. Oh, it is wonderful. I love it, guys. Oops, I'm throwing around other pieces to other quilts. Oops, I got other pieces to other quilts just lying around. Look at that. I love it. It's wonderful. I am so proud of myself. Came out like perfect. The perfect flag size too. Like, do you see that? It like totally is equal.
Is it easy for someone to be there to iron?
Scott irons for me sometimes, or I iron myself. It just depends, like if I'm just quickly doing something. So now, let's see, how wide is this?
That is awesome.
I am going to get a piece of fabric, and I know I never do this, but we're going to do this during a live stream right here in front of your very eyes. I'm going to quilt it on this machine right here. So I need a yardage. I need.
Don't like doing that.
No, I'm going to do it right here. I'm not going to free motion. I'm just going to do wavy lines with my walking foot.
Okay.
So I need 1.5 yards. So I need 1.5 yards of something to go on the back, and I really don't care what goes on the back because this is going to hang.
Yeah, no one's gonna see the back. It's gonna hang on the wall.
It's going to hang up. So we're going to use this.
It matches your outfit again.
Look at that. We're just going to match my outfit some more. I have 2 yards of this stuff, so I'm going to use it. Yeah, oh yeah. It's plenty. So all the only thing I need after this is I need some. Nope. No, I'm just going to put this. I'm going to put that.
Okay.
All right. I got to move some of this out of the way because I definitely don't want it in my way. I need some scrap batting real quick, guys. So give me a second to clean this stuff up and get a chunk of scrap batting. That's definitely not wide enough. I wonder if there's a... Okay, this is... Oh, is it wide enough? Is it long enough? Oh, this is like exactly perfect. Look at that. The perfect piece of batting. The perfect piece of this. And I definitely don't want to lose all my little tiny pieces right here, so I'm going to move those up here. And we're going to open this up. And we're going to pretend to properly baste. All right. And I'm also going to cut it out after I get everything laid on here. All right. I'm just stretching the batting real quick. So like, just so that I have enough going all the way around. I don't know if you guys know that you can do that. Say you don't think it's enough or you need literally like a 1/2 inch more. Just pull on it and stretch it. It stretches. All right. I'm going to lay this right here. And then I'm going to smooth everything out. Just like this. Go up here, smooth it out. Push it up here some more. Smooth it out into right here. And then I'm going to take some scissors and cut off this excess. If I can get it just right there. Don't you just love that sound? If you want it to be exactly on that grain line, just rip it. It would have been hard for me to try to cut a nice straight line. All right, now to put the top on here. All right.
So we done with the iron now?
Yeah. So I'm gonna lay the top on here, and I'm gonna smooth it out as I lay it on here. That way all 3 layers are nice and smooth. I know you guys can't totally see what I'm doing, but all right, now I'm gonna cut off the excess from the bottom because there's just a little too much. this side. Yep. This is a rare occurrence that you guys will see me ripping. I do it off camera usually. When I need to do something, I'll rip. See how how even that piece is from ripping. So if you guys didn't know you can rip your fabric, you can. All right, now the last step is to throw a couple pins in it. Where are my pins? They're way over here.
I don't know. You don't use them.
All right.
I get some over there.
So I have some.
Thing next to your cutter, your rotary cutter.
No, I need these kind, safety pins.
Oh. Okay.
So I'm just gonna throw some safety pins up in here. That way everything stays nice. Oh, these suck. That's a sucky safety pin. They're old. Okay, that one's good. Or not, or is. I don't know. I'm not gonna put a lot, just a couple. Just gonna. That's not staying very well. That is a super sucky safety pin. Shouldn't take me too long. And 4 across this way. All right. Scoot down, smooth out, add 4 more. I know some people like safety pin to death. I don't do that because I don't feel the need to. I would spray based, but I have the computers and stuff open, so I really don't want to spray based while in here with all the computers open. If it was off camera, I would, but I don't want it to be on all of my stuff. Not a smart idea. All right, scoot it up a little bit more. Smooth it out. Don't throw safety pins on the floor. See, I'm not adding a whole lot. I'm just doing a couple rows of pins. I'm pushing the pin down into my, to make sure it goes all the way through, I'm pushing it to my mat to where I could feel it rubbing on the mat and then tipping it back up in case you didn't know how to baste. That way it goes through all 3 layers. Oh my goodness, come on. And 1 more. All right, smooth out some more. Add a couple more. This is plenty of safety pins for me. I could have even did the no binding method. That would have been better, but I didn't. Oh well.
You do it however you feel happy, comfortable. Put that
All right, smooth one more time and add a bottom row of pins. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't need a ton. telling you these pins really suck though. But I have to do this because my client quilt is on the long arm, so I kind of can't load this on there at the same time because I've been working on multiple things at once. Like I literally have 4 projects on the ironing board where you guys can't see things that I've been working on in here. All right.
Here's a good one for today.
What?
Let's thank the great seamstress Tiffany Groff for her wonderful flag.
Yes.
She
So
sewed
the
flag.
original flag, yep. All right, I'm going to put my walking foot on here so it's going to sound like a machine gun.
Get your AK on there.
Yeah, I'm going to put my AK on there. That's what Scott called it because this thing is so loud. If you guys own a Juki TL 2010Q, you know what I'm talking about. This thing is so loud. Okay, it's on there. Let's put the screw in the hole. I don't know why they couldn't create a different foot for this machine. That's kind of one of my main complaints is the foot. Why didn't they create a different walking foot? I don't get it. This thing is big, bulky, and loud. All right, that's on there, and I don't want to quilt it with cream thread. I want to quilt it with white thread. So we're gonna.
Not red or blue?
Nah, well, we could do.
I'm just teasing. You can use whatever you want, honey.
We could do rainbow thread. I don't have any red, white, and blue rainbow, but I do have a pretty blue. But I think
Too dark?
Yeah, it'll be too dark. I'm just gonna go with white.
Okay.
I could do dove gray too, but we're just gonna go with white. I do have to roll like a bobbin or 2 of this though, because I don't have any white bobbins because I've been using off-white this whole time. Empty bobbin. And I need another empty bobbin. Where's my empty bobbins? Bobbins, come out, wherever.
Don't you have a container of them?
Yeah, they're not there. I don't know where they are. There's none in here. I don't know where my container of empty bobbins went.
Is it under the sewing machine?
No.
Okay.
No. Where did my empty container go? That is the weirdest thing, guys. Oh well. Wait. We're just going to roll 1, and when I run out of the halfer, I'll roll that. I like to use matching top thread and bottom thread when I'm quilting, if you didn't know that already. Oh wait, here's some more. Ooh, there's an empty one. There's an empty one. Okay, I got 3.
Those are all good ones? They're not bad ones?
Nope, they're good. I have 3. They were hiding under my pile of testing fabric or testing stitches. I keep a pile of fabric here. When I freshly oil the machine, I like to run the freshly oiled machine on scrap fabric and not on the project. That way, the oil doesn't get on the fresh, nice, pretty, beautiful project. But it got a lot of stuff buried under here, but I still don't know where my case is. I have tons of bobbins for this machine. Just like with my long arm, I have quite a bit of them. All right. I'm just going to leave that up there. Thread it. Find my little threader that I'm glad I picked up off the floor. I would have forgot that I did that. The only problem with threading the machine with the walking foot on is it's totally in the way. All right. I'm gonna lift my pressure off my presser foot, just a little, not too much, but enough for the 3 layers. We're gonna put a 3 stitch length. We're gonna bring this towards me. Gonna line it up right here, and I'm gonna start wiggling from the top. So I'm just going to back stitch at the beginning, and I'm just going to back and forth, move, the quilt. Break thread, and I have my first stitch line going across the top. Now I'm going to remove these pins and continue on. Just want to keep it as flat as I possibly can. I want that to get knocked on the floor. I'm just going to go like a 1/2 inch apart, maybe an inch apart. And they're not going to be parallel lines. They're all going to be just random squiggles all the way down from one side to the other. Because when a flag is in the air and it waves, there's no 2 exact waves when the flag is rolling. I'm getting too close to the pins. It's making them hard to get out. I'll take this last one out way before I get to it. Here's the container for them. I feel like putting them in there.
Oh, sure.
It's dilapidated. All right, back to the top. Lining it up again. Back stitch. They're just gentle waves. Yes, it came with the walking foot. Maybe. It all depends on how my day goes. Will depend on, we don't have any fireworks ourselves, so it'll just be me trying to get the lake fireworks and anything that goes on around our neighborhood. All right. There we go, doing it again. to the top. And I use my knee lift to keep my foot up. So my knee is pushing the lift to the side. That way I don't have to remove it completely out of the way every time I go back to the top. I'm just going to go about a half an inch to an inch. It don't really matter. And again, my stitch length is set at a 3, which is like 10 stitches per inch. From this machine, at least. I don't know what that's doing. It's stuck on something, maybe. I don't know. Acting weird. Hoping that I'm not. Oh, it's that. Because I did rip the fabric, there's shredding on the sides. That's what it was getting stuck on. Definitely don't want to hit that. Okay, I do need to do a quick little stitch right here and then break thread because it didn't catch the bobbin right away, it looks like. There we go. All right, on to some more. Trying to keep it flat. So if you ever, yeah, it's a walking foot. If you ever free motion quilt or use a walking foot and you're always going in the same direction, do remember, even if you pin it or spray baste it, after a while, the quilt is going to start shifting the direction you're sewing. Now, I could be going in opposite directions, but that would mean that a lot of this would be in the throat space as I stay on one side. So I'm literally just going in the one direction because then the whole entire quilt will shift in that one direction. So just as a, for those that are beginners and free motion quilting, when I first started, I was like, what's happening? It's shifting all to one side. It will do that no matter how you pin or spray or anything. It's always going to shift. Now, if you're free motion quilting, which is moving the fabric under the needle by hand movements like this and doing cute designs, I would suggest starting in the middle and working your way out. That way you're shifting everything equally. But this way, I'm shifting everything to one side equally, so.
Will you use the back to self-bind?
No, because I didn't leave enough all the way around. And I am actually kind of thinking a blue binding would look good. So far, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squiggles going down.
Before you know it.
And I'm literally just running it back and forth. With the walking foot, it allows that. You can even like, I'm gonna take some of these pins out as I go because of the shifting. You can even like just move the quilt itself from side to side. But since I didn't spray or anything, and I barely put any clips in, it definitely, I shouldn't be yanking it side to side, but you can do that with a walking foot. No. Yeah, I like the idea of using one of the blues for binding. I don't have any solid blue that would work, so I'm gonna have to. Oh, I'm looking on my shelves. No, I don't have. I'm just gonna use the fat quarters because I have. Ready? Lots more of the red, white, and blue fat quarters in my drawer, so I will just bind it with fat quarters. Plus, I have tons more in the pile down there. So I'm pretty sure blue will look fantastic.
I agree.
I have to keep adjusting, like I said, all the way down because it's shifting, but it should still be flat when I'm done. I'd be done if I was on the long arm.
Yeah, you would. Yeah.
Another tip is to make sure everything that where you're stitching is flat because that keeps from the puckering and stuff underneath. It's hard to control your bottom fabric, your backing fabric. So, and I definitely don't want puckering back there. I want it to stay flat the whole time. I don't want anything to get folded under and weird. Oh, and if I rub the mic, I'm sorry, it's happens. When I first started quilting, this is actually how I did things. I didn't even use pins at first. I just put the layers together and just started moving the needle. And I didn't know that that was how it was done either. I just knew, like my brain knew. Because I didn't know YouTube was a thing. So I didn't know there was videos about how to do this. But I used decorative stitches in the beginning. Which was kind of cool because it allowed to use the decorative stitches on my machine that we never use. unless we're doing applique. I'm loving it, but I'm not even halfway point yet. I'll be at halfway point right here in the middle of that star. It's looking so good. It's kind of fun and freeing just to do this.
How often do you oil your Juki?
I just oiled it before I started doing this.
Because every time you use it? Or
No, not every time I use it. I oil the Juki about twice a week, but I only do like 2 drops. I put my oiler down in. There's a squishy thing on the top ones down inside there, like a sponge that absorbs the oil. So I put like 2 drops in those twice a week. And then down in the bottom, I fill the bottom ones twice a week until the oil is touching the top of the machine. And then I kind of just wipe the excess away. So if that means I'm over oiling, then oh well. It makes it for a nice, good running machine that has been great to me for 6 years. My needle plate is the only thing that had to be filed down, and that had to be done professionally by SewingMachinesPlus people. So you can see, look at that shift. It's super shifted from where I pinned right here, because like I said, everything's gonna just keep going in one direction. So I'm just gonna remove those pins because I'm flattening it as I go technically. The pins were just to hold the layers together while I do this. And this shredding is kind of annoying.
I oil the bobbin case too. Should I not do that? I oil it and step on the pedal for a couple rotations.
Oh, no, you could oil it. Oil away. It's not hurting the machine. I just run it through fabric, before I do anything. I oil it with all the threads still hooked to it and everything. I try not to put too much in the top though, because that's what oils the foot pressure gauge and the needle up and down thing. That's what all these holes up here for. And then this one's for the bobbin winder. And I don't know what the 4th one up here is for, but whatever it's for, I try not to put too much, because I notice, and Becca mentioned this last night, I notice that when I'm sewing, I do get a lot of gunk, and I try to prevent it in white fabrics from getting on my fabric. So I try not to put too much, or else it just gets all over the fabric. What?
Any advice for a new quilter?
For a new quilter, just have fun. Don't give up. And if you get frustrated, walk away for 5 minutes and then come back. Or go have a cup of coffee and come back. Or a cup of tea or whatever. and then come back to it. Don't stress out if your points don't match. Oh, well, who's going to care? The people that we make these for, they don't notice those things. They just see a bunch of fabric put together into the really cool shapes and designs and go, wow, you made this? So it really doesn't matter. Just have fun with it. Take your time. If you're new, just enjoy it. I definitely don't have any family members that have ever picked apart my boo-boos. They could care less.
You're the only one that notices your
I'm
boo-boos.
the only one that notices my boo-boos. And let me tell you, I really say stuff to myself. I try not to, but I do.
Your boo-boos are nothing. Nobody but you would notice your boo-boos.
Yeah. I'm almost to the halfway point, and then I'm going to start rolling this up because I'm going to keep going in the same direction all the way. I don't want my shift to start going that way and then I have a crooked top of my quilt, which would be the side of the quilt, but you know what I mean. Since I'm doing this kind of a little quick and easy way. And not giving a flying fart how it lands as long as it stays flat. Oops, I have a single pucker right back there. I didn't mean to do that.
Is there anything new for quilters should buy? Been out of the loop.
You need a sewing machine, some scissors, a rotary cutter, or snips, not scissors, scissors or snips, it don't really matter, but I would suggest scissors at first. A rotary cutter and the sewing machine and maybe a ruler or two.
Number of quilters new for somebody that hasn't been in it in a while, like new out on the market, new fancy gadgets.
No, because I'm not a gadget person. I wouldn't know. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't buy any fancy gadgets. If you have all the hardware still to do all this stuff, go with what you got. I always say to beginners, you don't really need anything but a sewing machine, a ruler, some fabric, some scissors, and a rotary cutter. That's really all you need. Oh, and a cutting mat. You got to have the cutting mat. I didn't have a cutting mat when I started. I started with just a pair of scissors, some templates, and I, cut everything out by hand. I didn't know about all the rest of the stuff. I just knew scissors cut fabric and sewing machine sews it back together again. I was super duper beginner when I first taught myself how to do this. And this is also besides swimming, this is actually one of the first hobbies I started and stuck with because I liked it. Oh, other than my motorcycle riding, but technically I didn't stick with that because I can't ride a motorcycle no more. But for years I did.
At all, really, since I've known you.
Yeah.
Even though you used to tell me that's what
Yeah.
you did. You rode motorcycles and went swimming at the lake.
Yep. I used to swim at the lake all the time. I don't do that.
You didn't stick with either of those. This you've actually stuck with.
All right. I'm at my halfway point, so I need to start rolling my side up to fit through my throat space better. Take this wonky pin out. Again, I'm just flattening it as I go. The pins were just to hold the layers together till I got to the machine. Really, they did not do anything.
Is it it okay to share your live on a Discord?
I don't know what Discord is. I don't have Discord. I know it's a talking thing, like a more video than anything. It's some kind of like video-y, I think, video chatting or videos of some sort. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't have it, so I don't know. Oh, yeah, I don't have that. You can share my videos on whatever platform. They're just not, you know, I don't know. Whatever platform you're allowed to share them to. A lot of people share on Facebook. I only use Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Yahoo Mail or Google Mail, both of those. I don't use any other anything. I figured I have my face on YouTube enough. I don't need any any other services from other websites. I've been told plenty of times, like people say, you need to start a Patreon. I don't want to make extra videos for other people who tip, and I don't ask for money, so I don't need any of those money asking type services. You know, I'd keep the super chats open just to keep it open. I didn't, you know, whatever, but I don't really ask for anything, so I could care less about all that stuff. I enjoy being here for all of you, hanging out with all of you. So I don't need any extra things. Plus, that would just be more social media to keep up with, and I can barely keep up with Facebook and Instagram. Yeah, I have Scott taking care of my Facebook business thing because I don't really want to start a website. I mean, I've always wanted a website for the, you know, Tiffany's Quilting Life kind of thing, but really, I don't want to have to start another thing and then keep up with it. And Scott already does everything else. So he does all my online shopping even, because I just don't need to play on the internet any more than I have to. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy the websites and stuff, but definitely don't need to be on any more than I already have. Ooh, that's going to shift almost all the way off. Yikes. Getting close to the edge. Let's try to like bring this way a little. Hopefully it doesn't get too messed up. Should be fine. And if anything, I can just hook extra fabric to it. Taking the last of the pins out because honestly, they're not doing anything. And I'm already halfway through, so I think that's all of the pins. Notice I do stop and adjust. Yeah, this is literally going to be right at that edge, but I'm going to make it work. Oh, thread break. Notice I don't really follow too many rules with the quilting stuff. I just kind of go for it. Yeah, just say refer to 5-10 minutes ago. And it broke. Where did it break? Where did it break? I was air sewing back there. Where did it go? Okay, it did that whole row. It was this row right here that it ended in. I'm going to see if I'm out of bobbin thread because sometimes I don't know. Yep, that's why. Because it's out of the bobbin. We'll put some bobbin thread in here. And then that next row, I just got to fix the end where it ran out. And then the next row, start on it. Oh, well, it would help if I rethreaded it on the top as well. I am using a titanium needle. I've been using titanium needles lately. And I'm actually liking it. I'm kind of glad that I've switched. Doesn't mean I still won't use my regular ones to, use them up, but I'll probably use those in the brother machine. Where did it end? Right there. All right. Get rid of that thread and get rid of that thread. All right. So I'm halfway done.
How do you quilt something? Quilt this closely together to make it stiffer.
No,
so
this is kind of quilted loosely. I'm a heavy quilter. I usually quilt everything really heavy. My clients always have to tell me, Tiffany, easy. Be easy on the quilting. Or I want light, maybe light to medium, or something like that. But 90% of the time, when I quilt my own stuff, it's heavy quilting.
When you quilted my quilt.
When I quilted Scott's quilt, it was pretty heavy. No, it's not that heavy.
I don't like heavy quilting, so you had to do less.
I had to do less.
I don't like heavy quilting.
Yeah. My daughter, I quilted her quilt with heavy quilting, and she didn't like the heavy quilting of it. So next quilt I make her will have light quilting. Just to hold the 3 layers together. Yes, I'm liking the titanium needles. Yes, I like it so far. Trying to keep this side rolled up. I am using 80-20 batting. This is an 80-20 batting scrap, so there's a little bit of puff to this, which is actually kind of good because I like the puffy look. Take a drink of water. Got to apply some chapstick. I get really dry mouth when I sit here and talk with you guys. Got to keep all my goodies handy so that I can talk for hours. My lines started getting closer together.
If you use the same thread color on the top and bottom, does it make it harder to tell which thread ran out?
No, not really. Having the same on the top and bottom doesn't affect the knowing when it ran out or not, you know? So, viable question though. But no, it doesn't affect that. Has it shifted too much yet? Nope. Just gonna make sure, yeah, it's gonna stay pretty nice. Trying to respace my lines back out again because they started getting tightly together, not quite half an inch anymore. So I'm going to make my curves a little bit deeper to put the spread of the width back out again. I tend to heavy quilts. No matter what I do, I can start out really wide and then it ends up super tight again. It took a long time to be able to meander, starting out big and staying big by the time I get to the end. Because at first I would start out nice and big. By the time I got to like 3 passes down, it started shrinking. And by the time I got to the bottom, you can tell it was heavier than the top. Definitely was a lot of struggling at first trying to keep it equal. So obviously this wavy line thing is hard to keep it equal. It's also good to keep the area in front of where you're sewing kind of clean because it bunches up against the wall. If you haven't noticed, it's hitting all my stuff up here. But I don't normally free motion in here, so that's why I didn't move anything.
Heavily quilted quilts as warm as the ones that had more open quilting?
Are the what?
This person read that heavily quilted quilts are not as warm as the ones that have more open spaces. I wonder if that's true.
Well, I have a heavily quilted quilt on my bed currently, and sometimes I put it over me, but it's just that for the weight, honestly, it's not too heavily warm, but I do get warm under it. It has 100% cotton batting in it.
Well, it would be hard to tell.
It would, yeah.
Have to have the same exact fabric, same exact batting.
Yeah, you like Scott's saying, if you guys can't hear him, you would have to have the same exact fabric, batting, and backing fabric, or not batting, but you know, yeah, same exact fabric, batting, and backing fabric, same thread, you know, same thread weight. Quilt both of them, one super heavy, like literally, but you know, within an inch apart, and then one very loosely within 5 inches apart, just to see the difference. Because I have some really heavily quilted ones, and then I have some not very heavily quilted, and to me they feel exactly the same. I can only use all the quilts mostly in the winter, except for one quilt is the only one I can keep on the bed in the summer, and that's just to kind of add a little bit extra warmth when the AC kicks on, and I'm in my nightgown, and I get the chill in my legs and feet, and I got to cover up a little. But 90% of the time, we just sleep with sheets here. So it would be really hard to even know the difference unless everything was the same, you know. We're getting there. We're on those last 5 rows that we added. Ooh, I just sewed a pucker in, but I'm going to leave it. That was a complete accident. It's kind of noticeable. I pulled too tight one way and it puckered it. And what I mean by that is I pulled too tight while I was stitching. Oops, that was odd. It didn't cut my thread. I also have a big chunk of dust. All right, let's keep going. Oops, it'd be nice if I put my presser foot down. That was funny. Do they make a higher loft on the roll? Yeah. So far, the place that I found with the highest loft batting that you can use for quilts, it's polyester, is Marshall Dry Goods.
Well, Walmart used to.
Walmart used to have it, but now Walmart only sells the 1/8 of an inch or thinner, a 1/16 of an inch polyester, which is almost see-through. So I don't buy that one. There's a different one that is 1/8 inch and it's really tightly pressed. So when you hold it up to the light, like unlike cheaper ones, you don't see through it at all, which is a good thing. So that's the poly I buy when people want polyester, because sometimes I'll put a layer of cotton and a layer of poly for show quilting. So I don't like the really, really thin stuff, but you know what? The really, really thin stuff, even when I first started in the beginning, that really thin see-through stuff, that actually worked, because it doesn't even matter. You know, people say polyester is hot. When you use that really thin polyester, no, it's not. It's the same as using cotton, because it's like you have just two pieces of fabric sewn together. So it makes no difference. So if that's what you can afford, because Walmart sells it, I think it's called Fairfield or something. I don't know what it is. They sell it by the bag. And yeah, that's what I used to buy in the beginning when I first started, because I didn't know. I just went to the store and bought some batting. I didn't care whether it was polyester, cotton, or anything. Well, I didn't buy wool because wool's just too hot for here.
We like polyester batting.
But I like polyester batting. I like the loft of it. I like the way it quilts. So I do use it in a lot of quilts. I think my thread cutter is dusty under there because it's not cutting my thread. And I'm definitely going to have to cut off an edge and sew it down to the bottom edge now, which you guys have probably never seen. So we're going to have to do that because I'm running out of fabric in the bottom. It's shifted. Shifted a little too much. But I did line it up on the edge, so that's completely my fault. Because I literally am now hanging over by a ½ inch.
Do you ever use your gloves when you quilт like this?
No. I mean, I have, but...
You have a pair.
I have a pair. I have two pairs of gloves, actually. I have my Angela Walters ones, which I like the best. And then I have, I'm going to shift this and see what happens. Then I have a pair of white ones that were just generic quilting gloves. We're going to see. It looks pretty straight to me. It's shifted just right, so. I'm just going to have to add a little bit right here at the bottom so that I'm not cutting off my flag.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
But I definitely need to go this way now. before I get too far, I'm going to cut a straight line real quick. I know you guys have never seen this before, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this back. First, I'm going to, because it's the selvage edge, I'm going to cut the selvage edge off real quick. This is probably not the best way to do it, but I'm going to line the selvage up because it was straight in the first place. Just like this. Fold it. Gotta keep it as flat as I can. We're going to go this way. It's kind of bulky under here because of the quilt, but, and the batting. We're going to make a nice straight cut.
What's the benefit of using the gloves?
It just helps hold the fabric better. All right, just going to line this up. I'm going to cut a nice straight line, and I'm going to use the pieces that I cut off to sew onto this. You guys are like, what the heck is she doing? But trust me, it will work out. Keep that line nice and straight. Let's go. I don't want it to look too dumb. All right, this is my length one, right? Yep, it is. I'm going to also cut the selvage off of this one. And then I'm going to sew the two together with a 1/4 inch seam, finger press it back, and then I will have an overabundance amount of fabric as it finishes shifting. Because that's what happened. But remember that you can do this too if you have to. So I'm going to go ahead and sew this guy right sides together to this guy. While it's literally hooked to the quilt. Yep. And this could be done on a long arm too. If you run out of backing fabric, it happens. It literally happens. Then you just sew on the piece while it's on. And I've never ran out, so I can't ever show you guys how the long arm trick works. When I first started quilting, though, I did run out of backing fabric all the time because I didn't know the difference. So this is actually a first in a long time that it shifted too much. But that's because I laid it right on the edge. So don't lay your quilt top and batting right on the edge.
Don't lay it right on the edge.
Yeah, don't lay it on the edge. Just be smart about it, okay? Move it to the center. If you're using 2 yards to lay a 1 yard piece on, lay it in the center of the 2 yards. So I will have a seam right on the edge of this, but that is fine. It'd be like 2 inches worth. Totally not very good with sewing with this walking foot and keeping a 1/4 inch seam. I'm really trying here. I also did change my stitch length back down to a 2 or 2.0 for those of you with a digital machine. Well, now you've seen it all. A Tiffy mistake. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and press this to one side. It really don't matter. On the long arm, I do press open all my backing fabrics, but I'm not going to bother here because I'm just pressing to quilt more. Come on. Press the way I'm telling you to go. Plus, nobody's ever going to see the back of this quilt. You know why? Because it's going to hang on the door or somewhere out front. I'm going to lay it back out, smooth it out, and continue on. Okay. all good now.
All good.
It's all good now. Plenty of backing fabric. Yep. Look at that. You know, it happens. I'm telling you, it happens.
Now you can bind it.
Yep. No, I could. Yeah. No, I can't because the sides don't have enough.
Oh.
Yeah. I gotta have an inch and a half.
The edges on.
Yeah. Oh, I would best to put my stitch length back to a 3. Hope you guys are enjoying today's extra long video of me adding the actual quilting on the domestic machine all to the video. Are you kidding me? Probably ran out of bobbin. Let's see. Nope. I have fuzz on my nose and I really need to pick my nose. It's like right on the edge. Don't mind me, guys.
Do you need a tissue?
Everybody gets fuzz at their nose. Every time I open this up or move the dust. No, I don't. Maybe I do.
Oh, okay. Go get you one.
No, I
didn't
keep.
know you had them right there.
Yep. It's gonna make me want to sneeze over and over. Okay, put that right there. We all pick our nose. What does it matter if I do it on camera? All right, let's get this in there. Find where I left off. It's the only thing about cotton thread, I think it's when all the buildup happens right here next to the needle, it gets stuck and then then that just gets annoying and dust just flies everywhere. All right, where I left off is right there. Clip off that starter thread. Back to the beginning. Oh, the dust. Sorry, guys. Back to the tip. Thank you guys all for hanging out while I just decided to randomly do the whole thing today. I don't know if I'm gonna get the whole binding into it, but
Come on.
yep. Well, let me finish quilting this real quickly, like.
I'm not rushing you. I'm telling you what time it is.
Yeah, we have to leave in like an hour. Actually, less than an hour, but. like to go fast. What you talking about?
I know, but when you try and go extra fast,
Oh
that's
yeah,
when you
have problems and run out of backing fabric. But you guys are enjoying it and learning something, right?
What seam guide do you use, and what brand of needles and size?
The needles, I use Oregon needles, and they're 9014, so I use the Oregon HLX5 9014s PD, perfect durability, and they're the titanium ones. I do use Schmetz and other ones too when I'm doing something else, but that's, I like this titanium one, so I kind of think that, I'm going to just continue with that. What was the other question?
What seam guide?
Seam guide is just a cheapy Amazon or Wish or wherever you feel like buying it. Magnetic seam guide. That's what I use. So I actually have a 1/4 inch foot for this machine, but I never use it. I used to all the time, but since I make half square triangles all the time from corner to corner, you can't do that under the 1/4 inch foot. So there's no point. I just use seam guide. So I don't have to change the feet out all the time. There. Cough up all the dust. Back to the top. I'm almost done. Huh? Okay. Almost done. I'm totally glad I decided to quilt it though today, because if I didn't, it would have been hanging in the closet till the next 4th of July. Telling you guys, all the projects we have been doing on my channel for like months now are just hanging in the closet, because I literally, business jobs for the long arm quilting come first. So I have so many quilts. That's why I haven't had a destash lately, because I really don't have anything to destash. So
we're gonna do an auction.
Yeah, we're gonna do an auction of older ones until I need to just get those done. But I do need backing fabric, so I gotta auction off other ones to get money for backing fabric to do all these. No, I'm doing wavy lines the whole way. Some of them are super wavy, some of them are not, some of them are really spaced out, some of them are not.
Why can't you use the corners of that square triangle?
Oh, because when you sew from corner to corner, the 1/4 inch foot doesn't go over the fabric when you're on the diagonal. It doesn't go over it. Only if it's cut in half. And you're actually just sewing only that seam. The flag is getting really wavy down here at the bottom. I'm air sewing. Where did I stop? Right here. Did I now run out of bobbin? Because it's threaded. There's a big chunk of dust again. It's the only thing I don't like about cotton thread. It's so linty. It just makes such the mess. That's why I quilt on the long arm with polyester, because this cotton stuff is just highly, highly annoying. Oh, that's not white. Where's white? I rolled the off-white color.
Yeah.
What? How did I do that? Where did I put the white ones? There's one up here. I thought I rolled more.
You're almost done. You should only need one.
Yeah, I should. This would be the last one. Sorry, there was a thread stuck in the bobbin latch. Yeah. I don't see why we can't make, and I've done it, I don't see why you can't just use polyester on the whole entire quilt. It holds our clothes together. Why can't it hold our quilts together? I mean, my beginning quilts were made with whatever thread I had, so whether it was polyester or not. Now, one of the quilts has fallen apart several times, but I also used gingham, and you guys know that gingham is like the really thinnest fabric, and I mixed it with t-shirt fabric. So I kind of believe that that's why that thing fell apart so many times now, is because of the fabric combination. Oh, it is sewing good. Good. Just sounds different. You hear that? It's got a different sound.
Yes. It's a little quieter, but AK's not as loud.
It's because the dust. There was so much dust.
The AK has a silencer on it now.
Yeah, I got a silencer on it now. Yep. Weird. Almost done. Maybe like four more, five more passes. Almost done. Yeah. Maybe six. Maybe six more passes. Because it's going to be uneven. Anybody else have questions, Scotty?
I've been asking years ago.
Oh.
Plus, I know the answers to a lot of them.
Oh. How many people are watching?
263.
Wow. There's a lot of you out there today.
How many inches apart are your wavy lines?
Huh?
How many inches apart are the wavy lines?
Between a half an inch and an inch. Some are like a quarter inch apart, though, in some areas. I don't know.
Should I move the camera so you guys can see the end?
He wants to know if you guys want to see the last of what I'm doing by moving the camera. Oops, and now I made a pucker. Oops, oops, oops. Make sure camera's moving. Camera is moving. Camera is
Slow
moving.
and steady.
I gotta kind of be careful because I'm right at the edge. And I don't want to run my fingies over. All right. Now they're going to have to come off of the edge right here because I...
Can you use embroidery thread to sew with?
Yeah, you can. I'm pretty sure you can use embroidery thread to sew with. I don't see why not. I mean, I sew my binding on with polyester, and I top stitch it with the polyester too. T-shirt quilts are made out of polyesters and rayons and so on and so forth. So I don't understand like why we would have to use only cotton fabric for everything. All right, this one's going to come in from about right here. Trying to hold it so that the edge gets quilted. All right, guys. I'm going to do a stitch all the way around the edge of this whole entire thing real quick. A nice straight stitch just to make sure everything is, oops, stays down nicely. Let's change that to a 4. It'll go faster. This way. So I'm just doing a stay stitch because I'm going to be trimming the edge, so I want to make sure that it stays flat around the edge and I don't have no lifting of it before I get to bind it. It's pretty much like a basting stitch to keep this edge from lifting up. And this last side.
I was told polyester thread is like plastic and cuts into cotton thread. Is that true?
I don't know. I've never. Why would I quilt with it? Why would we top stitch on embroidery using polyester thread? I mean,
So in other words, no, it's not true.
yeah, it's not true. It can't be true because we use embroidery or polyester thread for quilting and embroidery, and I don't have tearing on the long arm, and I stitch really fast. Almost to where I started. All right, Scotty. You can put the camera back so that we can trim this lovely quilt and then show everybody what it looks like before it's bound. All right, guys, camera's moving. Camera's moving. There we go right here. We're going to trim it up because it takes 2 seconds. I want to show what it looks like. So I added. No. Okay. There we go. I'm gonna grab me a nice flat ruler and this. I'm gonna straighten up with my edge right here. Keeping everything nice and straight. Okay. Side 1. Lining it up nice and straight. And it's definitely curved right here. It looks curved, but I'm going to make it straight. There we go. Pretty pliable. There we go. Okay, one more side.
The loopy thing when you first start a seam on the juki.
The loopy thing? I don't know what she's talking about. There we go. There is my. Oh,
that is awesome.
Lay it right here because unfortunately I didn't realize that the camera is facing so far down.
Well, you never turned it up again.
Oh, yeah.
Here, I can turn the camera.
So there it is. Nice and quilted up. And if I really wanted it to be like super not so wrinkly looking because of the way it sits, is I can just press it with the iron. But here's what the back looks like. So even without heavily pinning it, you can see it's got like a little bit of puckering right here at this bottom section, but the rest of it's pretty darn flat.
It's awesome.
Yeah. But that's never going to get seen, so it doesn't really matter. So that's what my wonderful quilt looks like, and all I need to do now is bind it, and I'm not going to do that today. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow because I got to get ready to go. So there it is, my friends. I'm probably going to be binding it, like I said earlier, with blue, and I love it. I think it turned out perfect, and it's like the perfect flag size. And when I bind it, we're also going to be adding some, I don't know if I'm going to use ribbon or what, but I'm going to add some hooks to it or ties so I could tie it to our front door. But that's the only added thing I'm going to be putting on it. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Happy 4th of July to everybody. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share on your way out. And I will see you guys tomorrow sometime to bind this since it's, done. Bye, everybody.